I've just spent 3 days back in the UK, having moved to Dubai on December the 9th. This is my first trip back, so how did it go? Is there a stark difference? I have some insights to share. So the first thing that I think I've noticed being here is the fact that we have a very established order of things, right? So driving is a prime example. We know how to overtake, not to undertake. We know that road etiquette, right? In Dubai, very, very different. In fact, one of the biggest adjustments that you only need to make when you move to Dubai is getting used to how the driving works. And they're trying to improve it, but dude, like, it's crazy. So we have a very kind of like well established order of things. And I've been thinking about this over the past couple of days because, on one hand, this is a good thing because that well established order of things means that we have infrastructure. However, the infrastructure in the UK here is aging, it's old, it's legacy. And I feel like that's a gift and a curse. It's a gift because we have so much history, but it's a curse because as the infrastructure gets so much more old, and unfortunately the economy is the way it is, these infrastructures begin to crumble. And when you compare and contrast that to Dubai, where they're building everything pretty much brand new, the allure of the new shiny thing is very, 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 very tempting. The issue is, though, that in places like Dubai, where they're building this new thing from scratch, they don't necessarily have those systems in place just yet. And that can lead to frustrations if you're coming from the UK, for example, and you expect that the order of things will be the same as you had them back home. And let me just be really clear right now, if you're going to Dubai with that kind of attitude, you're in for a big, big shock. So that's my first kind of observation. The second observation is, and I think this is a positive thing, sets us apart as, I guess, a nation internationally, and that is British etiquette. Opening doors for people, friendliness. And I'm not saying that it's not the same in Dubai, it is, but I don't know, I think we just take it to another level, that British etiquette, that British politeness when dealing with people. And I think it's because, again, been around for some time. These were the societal norms. People can argue that it's changed now, but generally speaking, as a community, as English people, as British people, we know what it is, right? Whereas Dubai is a melting pot, so it's very, very different from people from different cultures, speak, mannerisms, etiquette is very, very different. And I found that really to be it struck me. It really did strike me going out and about, just walking around Tunbridge Wells and exploring over the past 3 days. Now, the weather's been fantastic here, by the way. Not great temperatures, not at Dubai levels, but what I have noticed here is that, and I was slightly surprised, I thought it would be a little bit more depressing. And it wasn't, and it hasn't been, to be honest. People are smiling. And I think that's the biggest thing. As a nation, we have a beautiful country. If we had better weather, I feel like we would be happier people and we would be more productive, and that would help the country, the economics of it, right? And it would hopefully retain people from actually moving to places like Dubai. And it's really, really weird because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it was going to be raining, it was going to be cold. I mean, the first day it was really, really cold, so I had to do a bit of adjustment. But yeah, it's been pleasantly nice. Now, just a couple of things that I didn't like, and this one I'm not going to miss at all. Going down to the shopping mall to pick up bits and pieces here and there, because there's certain things that obviously we can't get in Dubai. So whilst I'm here, I might as well get them. Being followed around and shadowed by a security guard is just infuriating to me, and it's happened more than once these past 3 days. And it doesn't happen in Dubai, and I'm not going to miss not having a security guard shadow me. Now, whether it's because I was wearing a hat, it's just a very different place. It really, really is. And I think it's partly down to the fact that the malls here are kind of like run down. There are so many shops that aren't even open, that are empty now. And you compare that and contrast that to Dubai, and new malls are going up everywhere. The shops are full, the malls are full, there's lots of things to do. It isn't the same vibe here, so I'm not going to miss that in any way, shape or form. It's actually slightly annoying. That's one of the things that I've noticed that I didn't like. The other thing is this: once I've said that people were smiling and people have been happy these past 3 days because the weather is obviously in favor right now, the thing that kind of jumped out at me is do people look happy and do people look healthy? Happy, yes, for the past 3 days because of the weather, but healthy, I'm not necessarily sure. And I go back to this idea that Dubai building new infrastructure. So even if you're in Dubai Creek Harbour, or you're down in the marina, or you go down to Kite Beach, or you go down to any beach, right? You can just take a walk or go for a jog and people look healthier. Not the same here. And that's something that really, really struck me over the past few days being here. Now, I do have some observations and I think some comments I do want to share with you because, again, it was my friend's birthday last night, and spending some time with him and his wife and his brother and his brothers, I should say, and his sister, I had a few thoughts. And if you're looking to move to Dubai in this window of your life, I think what I'm about to say next will really resonate with you. Since I've been back, I've been thinking a lot more about time, and that's a byproduct of spending time with my friend on his 40th birthday. And I have very few friends. I can count them on one hand. Mike and Craig are probably some of my longest standing friends. I've known them for over 20 odd years now. But the thing that keeps coming back to me is this idea that time is finite, obviously, and how important it is for us to ensure that we're using the time that we do have here to live our lives to the full. And more importantly, ensure that we carry very few regrets when we are at the end of our time here. And it's very, very easy because time literally flies. I mean, 1 minute you're out with your friends, clubbing, drinking, living a very carefree life, to being in a position in life where you have more responsibilities, you have family, and time itself changes where you are, who you are. And it's very easy as human beings then to look back over your time and think about the things that you would have done differently, things that you wouldn't have done differently. What if I had done this? And I think one of the key responsibilities we have to ourselves is to ensure that when we look back over our time here, that we look back with very few regrets. And in my day, there was no such thing when I was in my 20s at least. The world was not as open as it is now. You couldn't just jump on a plane and travel in the way that you can now. It's become so much easier in 2025. And so that meant that you would live locally, you would dream locally, you would build locally, you wouldn't live internationally, you wouldn't live as large as you possibly can now. And I think these kind of conversations are important for people in today's day and age who are looking to seek something different in a place like Dubai, who want to experience different things and want to pursue a different lifestyle. And it might just be that situation where you just want to try it out because you don't want to look back on time and think, I wish that I had done this and you hadn't. Now, clearly, there are things that you need to have in place, and those are the type of things that we've been speaking about here on the channel, because I feel like we need some authenticity in this conversation about moving to Dubai. So a lot of the stuff that I've been speaking about so far on the channel is about how do you make sure that you put things in place so that you can be as successful as possible in this move here, so it isn't just a mistake and you wish that you had done things differently, you'd wish that you had taken more time to prepare. I think ultimately, thinking about this now, just making this video, if you want to move to Dubai, do it, because at the end of the day, you've got absolutely nothing to lose. But you're never going to know how you're going to feel unless you move here. So do the right thing for you. And I want to encourage you, if you are in your 20s right now, or in your 30s right now, and this is something that you really want to do, the UK is not great. I mean, we're in the midst of price rises. Again, council tax, water, phone. Everything's gone up as of 2 days ago. So you've got so much more to gain by making a big move like this than you do staying in the UK and potentially feeling miserable because you haven't got the climate with you. You haven't got a pool literally downstairs that you can go to and just go chill at on an afternoon like this. You've got more to gain coming here, trying it out, thriving for something better than just surrendering to the status quo back home.